Who's got more to lose?
It ain't working, Chris. See these antics, yeah? I got your number.
I won the fight.
I got your number.
I don't need to be here.
I got your number, Chris.
You got my number.
I got your number, Chris. See all these antics and all that. Well done, you got in my head first time round. Well done to you.
It's not antics.
Well done to you.
It's the fight game.
Ain't working.
It's the fight game.
Ain't working. See these mind games that you try and do.
And you're learning.
This is where he's got to revert back to.
Game.
This is where you got to revert back to try and get under my skin.
Truth.
Say what you like. Say what you like. I'm going to systematically beat you. Systematically beat you. Oh, you like that word? Systematically beat you November 15th.
That's the biggest word I've heard you use.
To right, biggest word I've used personally. Yeah, no, I rate it.
Systematically.
Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr came face to face in a tense stare-down, trading words and attitude ahead of their highly anticipated rematch. Behind the scenes, trainer Brian Bomac McIntyre has been putting Eubank Jr through a demanding and disciplined training camp, sharpening his timing, tightening his defense, and pushing his endurance to the limit in preparation for Benn's relentless pressure.
Come on, 1, 2, come on, go. There we go. Good. 1, 2. 1, 2. There we go. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Faster than I'm not faster than you. Let's go. There we go. 1, 2. 2. Okay. 1, 1, 2. I need to walk through that shit. Come on, I need to walk through that shit. Fuck that bell. Let's go. Let's go. Give me double on the side. Come on. Oh, we need to walk through that shit. Come on. Then, watch your back.
On the other hand, Conor Benn isn't backing down either. He's carrying the same fiery determination that has defined his climb through the boxing ranks. Every interview, every training clip, and every word from his camp reflects a man who's not just preparing for a fight, but for redemption. Meanwhile, promoter Frank Smith commented that fight week drama is almost guaranteed whenever Chris Eubank Jr is involved. He jokingly referred to Eubank as the chief victim officer, saying the fighter always manages to find something to stir up or complain about before a big event.
Eubank Jr, of course there's going to be fight week drama. Of course there's going to be drama. He's the king of drama. He's the chief victim officer, I'll call him. Chief victim officer. No, but he's a victim, isn't he? Everyone's done him dirty in life, and it's some point in life you have to look at yourself rather than blame everyone else. Chris is very good at blaming everyone else. Oh, this promoter, that promoter, this, that, the other. Well, sometimes look in the mirror, because we've had great relationships with fighters for 15 years. We've promoted the biggest British name and one of the biggest global names of the sport since his debut all the way through, Sometimes you have to go, actually, is it me? Am I the problem? He's been through about 7 different promoters and seems to have fallen out with every one of them. So when I say chief victim officer, I mean everything is always, oh, poor me. Fight week, he loves drama. That's what he does. But he's great at it. It's part of the game, isn't it? He's a showman. So it's what it is.
Furthermore, trainer Joe Gallagher revealed that after their first encounter, Chris Eubank Jr admitted he was caught off guard by Conor Benn's punching power, suggesting he may have underestimated just how dangerous Benn could be inside the ring.
No, I think Eubank, he said afterwards, straight after the fight, he was surprised at how hard Conor Benn punched. He was surprised with a lot of things with Conor Benn, and maybe he overlooked him, and maybe that's why now he's brought Bomac back into the cart, because he's given him the respect. I know we won last time, that he deserves this time, and by bringing them people on board, he's got to be serious about it. Conor Benn can only grow with confidence from that he went in there, he had moments, and it was just experience, big stage, big fight, adrenaline. That cost him the fight. I still think Eubank will still win. Will it be a closer fight? Possibly, but I still fancy Eubank Jr to win. In another thrilling fight, I think the two styles will always gel into that type of fight. It's hard because the first one was so controversial, and then would the dad, and then the dad turned up, it had everything. So the story now, we've had Eggate, we've had the dad turning up, it's like, well, this is the rematch, and here we go. It's just, I wouldn't say it's, yeah, it is a little bit of a harder sell, jump in for the general public, but they've seen it, but it's still...
Liam Smith also shared his thoughts, predicting that Conor Benn will come into the rematch with even greater aggression and urgency. He added that Chris Eubank Jr is beginning to show subtle signs of aging, something that could play a major role once the fight reaches the later rounds.
Regardless of the weight, I think I bring Conor into the fight more next time regardless. I think Chris is getting older and starting to look older, and I think that fight won't have done him any favours. I think that'll have put even more miles on the clock with Chris. Seeing Chris training with knee braces on, elbow braces, stuff like that. Yeah, I give Conor a real chance next.
Meanwhile, Peter Fury pointed out that Conor Benn still has plenty of room to grow, especially if he studies and adapts from their first encounter. He reminded fans that Eubank Jr had struggled with the weight cut last time, something that could once again influence how this rematch unfolds.
I think it's definitely going to ignite in the same way, but I think everything that came together to make the event what it was, my uncle turning up, and the whole entertainment spectacle.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to replicate that. Yeah. I think the fight itself, they both didn't know what each other had to bring. So in that, you know, they didn't know what to expect, and I feel like now they do. They do. Yeah. So I feel like it will be a different fight. I think in the second fight, with Chris's technical ability, I don't think Conor will make it to deep waters. I don't think he will make it to them rounds. I think Chris will keep him at the end of the shots. Yeah. I think he was doing it pretty comfortably in the early part of the fight. But again, I don't feel like he was himself at all in that last.
Eddie Hearn mentioned that Conor Benn now looks physically stronger and more well-rounded, noting that he's fully adapted to competing at 160 pounds, a weight where his power, balance, and confidence seem to have reached a new level.
Conor Benn can knock him out. Conor Benn can knock him out in the rematch. Oh yeah. Couple things he gotta do though. You know, boxing one-on-one, man, when you're fighting a taller guy, you never want to step back in straight lines. You want to exit the sides. He stepped back in straight lines. He allowed Eubank to extend with those long arms, so he's getting caught on the end of his shots a lot of the times. Another thing, early on, got too reckless. You got to be more reserved, my man. Act like you've been there before. You got to control those emotions. All right, a lot of swinging, a lot of wild swinging, a lot of energy wasted early that you could have had on the back end, and you could have finished stronger. But you didn't. You wasted a lot of energy swinging that air. Mad, intense. Hey, controlled aggression. That's what it got to be, Conor Benn. Control. Another thing. Straight punches. Straighten your shots out, man. You had a lot of success when you was letting those punches just fly right from the chin. 1-2, right down the middle. Yeah, you was landing that right hand. See, there's a big mistake that a taller guy makes, like Eubank Jr. And what he does is he throws a jab from mid-range. That's a big no-no. You can't be doing that. He throws a jab from mid-range. Even when he got the range and the height and the reach, he's still stepping in, closing the gap. And that's the perfect opportunity for Conor Benn to load up with a big right hand. He did it occasionally. He caught him with it. Yes, you know, he caught him with it. However, a lot of wide shots over the top.
No, I don't know. I think Ben can do more, and he's going to learn from it. The first one. So, and Eubank looked drained at that weight. I'm surprised he's gone in again for the same weight, same rules, because you could see he looked like he was struggling to get to that weight, and it showed in there at times. So I think it's a 50-50. You know, Ben's in with a better chance this time than the first time.
Ben said he's going to box more in the second fight. Is that the game plan you would deploy, or?
Yeah, you've got to box. Look, it's called boxing for a reason. You know, you've got to box. When you're looking for big shots and take somebody's head off, somebody will pick you apart. You know, this is skill set in there. At this level, you got to box your way.
Harlem Eubank noted that the upcoming rematch is expected to bring the same fiery intensity as their first clash, though he admitted it will be difficult to recreate the same level of drama and emotion that made their original fight so unforgettable.
Like up now at 160, he just looks thicker. You know, He's got, you know, his waist looks bigger, his legs look bigger, his trunk looks bigger. And I was just really impressed with, I mean, I've got to say, not met many people in boxing that work as hard as Conor Benn. Phenomenal athlete, incredible work ethic, but just a smartness about his work and a maturity about his work. And I've always felt that he can beat Eubank, but I left that gym feeling really, really confident that he beats Eubank. And listen, Eubank was surprised in that first fight. There was no doubt about it. He got the shock of his life, and he will be working very hard with Bomac and the team. And I expect a better Chris Eubank. But Conor was poor last time. He knows that. Tony knows that. Like, he can be so much better than that. And I really believe he's going to get this performance right. I really believe he's going to win the fight.
Tim Bradley believes Conor Benn has the power to stop Chris Eubank Jr. in their upcoming rematch. But he emphasized that strategy will be the deciding factor.